Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I am playing some 3v3 on my sub rogue, which is a little new. I don't play too much threes, but I've been diving into it a little bit, and I'm playing Boomkin Holy Paladin sub rogue. So let's hop into this first game here on Blade's Edge Arena. I'm actually gonna maybe try to push for Gladiator on my rogue. I've never been Gladiator, but I've just been enjoying rogue so much this season because of all the stuns and control and burst. It just really has it all. Whereas on my mage, I can control and I can burst, but it's hard to set up those kills without the stuns. But anyway, we're fighting a Resto Shaman, a Boomkin, and a Shadow Priest here on this map, and right away I run in, sprint in, and go for a sap onto the Shaman. And here we can really kill all three. It really depends on who has the Earth Shield, who has trinkets, and other cooldowns like Dispersion, Bark Skin, and where they're positioned on the map. So right away, I do a sap onto the Shaman, we clone the Boomkin, we get his trinket, and we do a lot of damage on the Priest and get Dispersion. Right away when we get Dispersed, I use the last second of my dance to actually stun the Boomkin to just get a little extra control. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use a second dance here, not using a second dance, but we get Boomkin's skin and his trinket. Right away, if we set this up correctly and we don't make it too obvious, if we get triple CC on the Priest, so we can't swap the Shaman with maybe a blind, so maybe like a lockout on the Priest, a blind on the Shaman, and a full kidney onto the Druid, and maybe even a bomb after, the Druid would just die. So if we set that up correctly, I think we would just win the game based on the cooldowns that we have already. Moonkin pops Incarnation though, so we're getting a little bit scared. The Cyclone goes out on the Priest, and he does Trinket. I have Dance available, no Cold Blood or Symbols. So this is kind of a big mistake, and I really want to, in this video, point out my mistakes. What I do well too, but my mistakes, because I'm definitely learning on Rogue. So my kidney is actually only a 4-point kidney here, I think. 3 or 4-point kidney instead of a 5-point kidney, and that's just because I'm getting used to Rogue still, and that's a mistake. I should have had a 5-point kidney. So my bomb comes down, but by the time my bomb comes down, the kidney's halfway over. I pop Dance, pop Blades, pop everything. Boomkin gets pretty low, but he only gets to about 50% life. So if that was set up a little bit better, where my Boomkin could do a little bit more damage, I could do a little bit more damage, had that extra second of kidney, I really think that would have been a kill. Or if we would have just waited till I had Cold Blood and Gormaz again, and really just went for the big one-shot on the Boomkin. But we did get Shadow Priest trinket there. Shadow Priest has Earth Shield going, kidney on the Priest, but I get full Cyclone there. A little unfortunate on my go. Have kick available if I want to stop some incoming damage, or kick that Cyclone there. Looks like I kicked the Cyclone there back onto the Priest. So I really want to time my burst around the kidney shot, the Dance, Cold Blood, Symbols, Gormaz. If you guys watch my What to Watch Out For Rogue video, I talked about all of those things. You can check it out if you want. But I'm going to go for basically some type of CC and then some type of big control, right? So I'm kidneying the Boomkin here, and we get a Root Beam on the Shaman. The bad thing with this is actually pretty good because the Priest is cloned, Shaman's Root Beamed, and we're on the Druid. However, he gets that Earth Shield swap before the Root Beam. So once again, a little bit sloppy. If we got the kidney shot onto the Druid before he swapped that Earth Shield, this probably would have been game here. He would have gone so much lower. We got skin too, so maybe not. We do get a nice Cyclone on him low. I kick that Vampiric Touch from the Priest. Earth Shield's back onto the Priest, and we can definitely swap around here anytime. Kill that Sky Fury Totem. Blind that full on the Shaman, trinket to Mind Control, vanish, I think, and go for the sap, or just dance sap the Shaman there. Get MC'd off right as the MC fades, though, step back up, stay onto the Boomkin. We get a Repentance on the Priest. My Pally actually is playing Repentance, and that's because he's playing with a Rogue. Everything is on Sundial, or at least I want it to be most of the time when, because I'm a sub-rogue, right? I have kidney shots, cheap shots, I have so many stuns. So my Druid isn't playing Bash. My Paladin, instead of playing that shorter Hajj, is playing Repentance for that extra CC. So we have a nice go here. Full clone on the Shaman, or half clone actually. So we blind, sap, half clone onto the Shaman, full Repentance onto the Priest, and Boomkin's taking some damage. I am playing Gloom Blades, of going a little bit, doing a little bit extra damage through that bear form right there. Start hitting the Shaman a little bit. We get his wall, and he has Earth Shield on himself. Cap Totem's down, kill the Cap Totem. Let's see if I can kick that Shaman there. Doesn't look like it. Back onto the Priest. So Priest has Trinket in 30 seconds. I think he has Dispersion still and Swap. I get low. Paladin has to sack me. Little unfortunate here. Sometimes I'll do things like kiting away, which on my mage is usually something good that I'd want to do, but on my rogue it's just pointless. So like right there was probably not the greatest to do that. The Druid gets cloned and he trinkets it, so that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Druid has no trinket, or at the very least, next time we set up on Shaman or Priest, we can clone him when you want to trinket. The Repentance goes out on the Boomkin. But once again, a little sloppy. So we Repentance the Boomkin and then Root Beam the Shaman, but he gets the Dispel on the Repentance, I think, before the Root Beam actually lands, with the Kidney on the Priest. So the Moonkin's still doing stuff, right? So it would be better if the Root Beam was on the Shaman, the Repentance was on the Druid, and the full Kidney was on the Priest all at the same time. Full Moon's coming out onto my Pally, I think, but I think he's going to be okay. Incarnation being popped once again. Priest has Earth Shield, so we can hit him for now, but we definitely want to do a swap pretty soon here. Doing some damage on over to the Boomkin. And this is something like I've just noticed watching the game right now is I put up the Nightblade on the Druid to get damage sooner, but I should really be back onto the Priest and then step Kidney to the Boomkin when I want to do damage, or Kidney to the Shaman and then step Cheap to the Boomkin when I want to do damage. Because right now the Earth Shield's on the Priest, but the Shaman is going to know, okay, I'm going to swap Earth Shield to the Shaman. So I'm kind of like giving the Shaman a heads up on who I want to kill. So here, I'll actually do something a little unpredictable, which is nice. I cheap shot the Boomkin and kind of like set up for some type of CC, and I think my Boomkin actually calls for a Shaman swap here. So in the Shaman swap, I pop my Sprint, I pop my Dance, I pop the Kidney onto the Shaman. He has Orc Relentless, so he has no Trinket, but the Kidney's only going to be, what, 3.5 seconds. But I do have Cold Blood, Symbols, and Gormaz in the burst, so I pop all 3 of those things: Cold Blood, Symbols, Dance, Gormaz, and my Boomkin connects a Full Moon, and the Shaman goes down. Priest Trinkets gets built on his Trinkets, so we couldn't quite swap. So that was a nice game. Kind of walked you through what I could have done better in a lot of these situations. I think we're playing at around 2,500 MMR. I actually hit 2,400 for the first time on my Rogue yesterday. 2,400. I got the 2,400 achievement in 3v3, so I was really happy with that. But let's look at some more games. Okay, so in a second match here in Tiger's Peak Arena, we are going against triple human, triple trinket, Thug Cleave with a Holy Paladin. This comp is definitely scary, right? But we are definitely scary as well. So it's actually just a fast-paced matchup back and forth. We're usually going to win or lose within the first minute or two. Go for the sap onto the Pally. He's just running in on his mount. Not sure why he was doing that. In the opener, guys, I'm just peeling, right? I sapped the Pally, doubled cheap shot DPS, and I'm kind of just hanging out. I'm not trying to get a kill, and the reason for that is they have that stealth opener. They ran in. I want to just peel their big go and then go on them next time, right? Really what we're looking for here is to force one of the trinkets with kind of like a meh kind of fake go, and then from there get the kill. We get Paladin Trinket. Pop a lot of cooldowns on Paladin here. I don't even know if it was really worth it, especially that Gormaz. That's a bad Gormaz, I think. But by that point, we're going to get the Paladin's Human Trinket. There's no reason to waste Gormaz like that, and Symbols. Right there, I probably could have just popped Dance, and he probably would have Human Trinketed anyway. However, look, Rogue Trinkets and gets bopped. So what does that tell you? Rogue doesn't have another trinket because he's human for 30 seconds. So if we just do a nice big go on the Rogue in 30, we could probably kill him like in a bomb. He also uses Pet Sack as well. So we clone the Rogue semi-low here. Paladin pops Divine Favor. Looks like he's going to try to top off the Hunter. Hunter's getting to about 50% life. Not sure if he's going to be fine. Boomkin goes into the full blind. So after the blind on the Boomkin's over, I have the full kidney shot for the Rogue, and I could bomb it as well. He doesn't have a trinket for 9 more seconds now. 8 more seconds. 7 more seconds. His trinket in 6, 5. We get the full Hodge onto the Paladin. Full kidney bomb onto the Rogue. Here I pop Blades, Symbols, and Dance. Don't have Cold Blood or Gormaz, but it looks like my Boomkin's out of CC now. He can connect damage. And if I can just get a little bit more damage into this, I think the Rogue should go down. I get trapped. I trinket it immediately, follow up the kidney with another cheap shot, and the Rogue does go down there in that bomb. So nice execution there. Rogue had to trinket up really soon, but we did the go right before that human trinket, and that was kind of the plan all along, right? If I could just, look at me, I'm trolling with the backpedaling here. If I could just get that go right before that human trinket, you can end games quickly with a kidney bomb with all of your cooldowns. So make sure if you're a Rogue to start setting things up like that. Keep your eye open and really be an opportunist. Okay, so here in this third match on the Grand Arena, it's a similar match to the one we just played, and it's really just it's not like, okay, oh, it's a Reser Druid, Demon Hunter Warrior, we're going to train Demon Hunter and CC Druid. It's not that simple, guys. Keep an eye out open for who has trinkets, who's using trinkets, who's in a good spot, who's in a bad spot, who has cooldowns. You have to keep an eye open for these things if you want to be successful at a class like Rogue or Mage, right? Because you can swap on any of the 3. Right away, I open up with a cheap shot onto the Warrior so that we can follow it with the Cyclone, get that full Cyclone on the Warrior, then I cheap shot to the Demon Hunter. Kind of not going too hard in the opener. Here you can see I hold my Cold Blood, I hold my Symbols, hold the Gormaz. I just open kind of with a Dance and just doing like semi-damage, right? I'm not going all in here, saving my damage for when someone commits some type of cooldown. When they commit the cooldown, boom, switch with more damage, right? That's kind of the playstyle that I've been going with. Druid right away uses Iron Bark onto the Demon Hunter, even though he's fine. Blind the Druid, so I'm like, okay, if we can somehow bait a trinket from something, I'm going to have my Cold Blood, Symbols, Gormaz, and Smoke Bomb, right? So we can definitely do a big burst. Druid right away trinkets the Blind immediately to line up his trinket with the Blind cooldown. This is okay to do, but right away, guys, I still have all of my cooldowns, and I have 5 combo points, so immediately as he trinkets the Blind, I Kidney him, pop Dance, Symbols, Cold Blood, Gormaz, everything, and the Druid just goes down 100-0. So when you're playing Rogue, guys, it's a constant battle of what cooldowns are your enemies committing, and then based on what cooldowns they're committing, what cooldowns are you going to use? So I think in the Tiger Speed game against the Paladin, I was like, oh, that was bad to Gormaz there. It was bad to Gormaz because Paladin already human trinketed. He was going to wall anyway. We already forced the cooldowns. There's no reason to then Gormaz, right? You want to bait as much as you can without using much so that you can go back with more cooldowns than they have. You're constantly getting the good cooldown trades, right? Effective offensive cooldown for defensive cooldown trades. If you do this enough times throughout the game, you're going to gain momentum. That's what playing Rogue right now is all about. So I hope this video is helpful, guys. I'm still learning on my Rogue. By no means is this perfect Rogue gameplay. But I hit about 2,400 yesterday. Going to go for 2,500 pretty soon here in 3v3 and try to get Gladiator Roastmaster, the dream, to a reality. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not, so we'll see. We'll stay tuned. This is my first season really playing 3v3 on Rogue, or playing Rogue much in Arena at all, so wish me luck. But thumbs the video, guys, up if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you didn't. Talk to me in the comments below for what you want to see next time, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace!